Hi, this is Pete Agustinello from SaratogaWine.com, and today I'll be interviewing Rick and John from Albany Distilling and covering their Quackenbush Rum.
Great wine.
Better prices.
Delivered right to your door.
SaratogaWine.com.
Then not long after we moved into the space, we learned that just around the corner, 100 yards away, was the site of the first distillery in Albany from the 1750s.
Oh, wow.
And they were making rum. Yeah, so we figured we're right in the neighborhood. We can't not make rum. So the Quackenbush Dow Stillhouse was what it's called. So our next product was the Quackenbush Rum.
I see you have an aged rum here. Mm-hmm. Are you using your old barrels?
Yes, yep. So legally for whiskey, for any of the five standard American whiskeys, bourbon, rye, malt, malted rye, and wheat, it has to be a charred new barrel every time. But for rum, there is no barrel requirement either way. It's an elective process. Aging rum in a new barrel would produce sort of a very strange configuration of flavors.
Right.
So by using a used barrel, we've already stripped out the more bitter, that walnutty tannin and stuff. What's left is mostly vanillin. So that very mild oak flavor with a lot of vanillin is a really phenomenal combination.
Which pairs up well with a sugar-based distillate.
Yep.
So that distillate, white sugar cane molasses, black strap, there's all different terminologies for the core ingredient before you start the fermentation process.
Yep.
Where are you guys at?
So we use what's used to be called fancy molasses because the recipe that we are using is based on that 18th century recipe from the distillery around the corner.
Which is incredible.
Yeah, it's a wild story. So we found a Caribbean fancy molasses to replicate this as much as possible.
Cool.
Quackenbush Rum. All right, so this product is, to me, something that when you get this product in front of very interested spirits nerds, this is something that people go crazy for.
It's unmistakably rum.
This right here is the hardest thing to distill. However, to me, this is where we get all the most praise from those real nerds who just love.
This is a cocktail in a glass.
Oh, yeah. It's so cool.
Seriously, with all the flavors in there.
Yeah.
Keep referring back to how you would drink this, and rum is one of those top spirits that's put into cocktails from daiquiris on down.
What you see in this bottle is the molasses fermented in a really challenging way, distilled in a really challenging way, and this is as authentic as you can
The
get.
more I'm drinking it, the more I'm falling in love with it.
So this is the exact same thing, similar to the way we do the whiskeys, but now it's been in a barrel for a couple of years. Now, because it's a used barrel, we're still getting some of the oak, but not much. Like I said, it's mostly the vanillins, the things that are sort of left over after the whiskey has first crack at it. So it's a much subtler oak flavor. But what time in the barrel does, in this case, is it oxidizes out all those really rich, complex flavors, and it makes them a little less pronounced, but it gives them a nice...
Sauce up the phenols.
Yep, exactly. So it's still really very flavorful.
As much focus goes into the white rum, the kind of same we have to think about blending aged rum in the same way. What we've been doing since the first rum barrel that we filled is we actually take the entire crop of rum barrels that are there. Every year we empty them all out and we add fresh white rum back to it to taste.
That's neat.
Yeah, so
it's like an infinity bottle of rum.
Yeah, so there is rum in this bottle that's 9 years old. There's some that's 8, there's some that's 7, all the way down to fresh white rum.
And you're just looking for that flavor profile, that consistency year on year. Yep. You want that thread to continue through.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Click the link in the description below if you'd like to watch the entire Spotlight review with Rick and John from Albany Distilling Company.